Great intro. Alright guys, welcome back to the Video Game Losers. This is episode 2 of our new show here on the Pop Culture Network. And as always, I'm your host, Dirt, along with my co-host...
Silent Killen.
Silent.
I was going to do it, but then I realized that'd be kind of boring.
As soon as you say it, though, doesn't that kill the gimmick?
No, I can explain myself. I just can't answer questions.
Fair enough. Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today on the show, of course, we're going to have a rundown of some of the news stories from the past week. We will talk about a little bit. Killen will then have some of the new releases coming out this week. And then for segment 3, our discussion segment today, we will be talking about console gaming versus PC gaming. Because he's a PC, and I'm a PS3. And 360.
Were you going to say Mac?
PSP. And 3DS.
Are you going to say Mac?
And I do have an N-Gage QD.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's start out by talking about some of the news from this past week. First of all, apparently you cannot program slums into a video game without visiting them. Did you know that?
Well, if you want to be realistic, then obviously what you want to do is visit the dirtiest places in the world and go, I'm glad I don't live here.
Alright, so Rockstar devs working on Max Payne 3 took a trip to Brazil to go to Sao Paulo. Is that how you pronounce that? Sao Paulo. And they went to basically the poorest, most crime-ridden slums of the city to get a feel for what it's really like so that they could incorporate that into the game. In other news, devs at Rockstar take the weirdest vacations. You know? Next year, I think they're working on a video game about Disney World. And then the year after that, they're doing a video game about the moon. So that'll be interesting.
But you don't think it's, like, it'd be fun just to go in the scariest, dirtiest place in the world and be like, it's alright, I'm cool. No one's going to mess with me. I got my security guards.
I don't know. As the...
it's like, it's great to visit, but we don't want to stay here.
Like, I understand that there are places in Brazil that are not scary and deadly, and there are neighborhoods that are very nice, and there's some people there who are very caring and wonderful. But when you're basing your trip on the fact that we're going to go someplace deadly, you know, it's just kind of like, hey, you know where we should go? We should go to Baghdad, have a party, kegger in the streets. Just, I don't know, it seems like a bad idea.
Maybe they spent the nights doing that and the days hanging out on the beach.
And for the game, just to make the game that much better, you know? Because really, as someone who's never been there, I want to make sure it's authentic so they're not showing me the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
That's true. Because
they very well could just, you know, do the slums of Borneo instead of Brazil.
I hate to be lied to in games.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
I mean, that would just be wrong. Alright, all of you Club Nintendo fans, there are new games that you can get for digital download by using your Nintendo coins. This time around, they've added Dr. Mario Online for the Wii, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the Wii, Kirby's Dream Land for the 3DS, and Dr. Mario Express for the 3DS. Now, the two 3DS games are, of course, not in 3D, but when you redeem the coins, you get a download code that can only be used in the 3DS store. So if you've got a DSi or DS Lite or whatever, well, you're out of luck. But if you've got your 3DS, then you can trade in the coins. And actually, Dr. Mario Online and Kirby's Dream Land are only 100 coins. Majora's Mask and Dr. Mario Express are 150. And that's, technically speaking, that's not a lot of coins. If you buy a console and a couple games and you register the games and do the surveys, you've got about 100 coins. So, I mean, it's basically getting a free download for buying 2 or 3 games and doing the surveys. So, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Survey says good deal.
And that's, to me, the reason why that's kind of a big deal that they're offering these games. This is the second batch of games. Every month they say they're going to cycle different games in there. And usually the Club Nintendo prizes are you get a paper calendar or a notepad with a Goomba on it.
Some temporary tattoos.
Right. And so this time it's like, oh, something I might actually want. You know? So I thought that was a pretty neat deal.
Maybe an eraser for your pen.
Right.
So
you want to get a PlayStation 4 announcement? You think there's going to be one at E3?
I don't know. I'm going to say yes.
Answer is no.
Aww.
Sony executives have said there is going to be no PlayStation 4 at E3 this year. They said they're sticking to the 10-year console lifespan. And so therefore, at E3 this year, you will not be seeing anything having to do with PlayStation 4 because that's too far down the road. I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Yep, I was online though, and I was looking, and there was like trailers for PS4 systems available, videos. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you remember PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 having all those fake videos? The Wii had fake videos. Remember the Wii console was going to be like this helmet you put on that was connected to the box that was going to do head tracking, virtual reality. Remember all that?
It doesn't do that.
People always make these videos of what it's going to be, and they're always wrong.
I don't know. Look, if Microsoft is going to go out there and announce their 720, they're going to look kind of like dumb.
Well, no, but that's the same thing that happened last time, is that Microsoft jumped the gate to do their 720, or to do their 360 before the PS3, and they couldn't call it Xbox 2 because you were getting a PlayStation 3, so they didn't want to look one behind, so they came up with 360. So now the next one, people are saying 720, maybe it'll be 480.
480.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do 1024. No telling.
I want Super Xbox. How about that?
Super Xbox 64.
Yep.
Now, on the heels of Sony saying that there will be no PlayStation 4 at E3, cloud gaming service Gaikai, I believe is how it's pronounced, they said that either Sony or Microsoft would actually be getting out of the console business. They said the big news at E3 would be that one of those two will be leaving the hardware market. Now, I think they probably just heard the rumors that there'd be no PlayStation 4 this year, as there'd be no PlayStation 4 at all, and they just kind of jumped the gun and tried to look smart, and now they look kind of like a fool. But they're saying that one of those two is just going to back out of the market and not sell hardware anymore.
They got a pretty big investment involved in this. I don't think you just cut and run. What are you going to do?
The only thing I could see is if maybe PlayStation 4 from Sony is a set-top box with no optical drive. It's a DVR, it's a cable box, it's an internet streaming device for Hulu and Netflix.
Or a computer you just plug a controller into.
Something along those lines, but I guess it's a possibility. But I don't see... The only other thing would be is if Microsoft said Xbox going forward is an operating system. You build your own box, you put the OS on it, kind of like Windows, or it's built into Windows. Maybe.
That's interesting.
That's an idea. I guess I could kind of see that maybe as a possibility, but still, I don't think it's true.
Well, hopefully so. Then here comes our Castle Grayskull 60. We'll build all kinds of crazy systems.
All right. Fans of SOCOM and MAG will be getting their shooter Unit 13 on the Vita, now announced for March 6th. They had announced that this game would be coming out somewhere around the Vita launch window. The launch of Vita is scheduled for February 22nd, so they're about 2 weeks behind, but this is considered to be one of the big games that will kind of push the hardware. It has a lot of social gaming aspects to it with the multiplayer, leaderboards, messaging, all of that kind of stuff, the way it ties in with posting to Facebook and Twitter while you're playing.
Can you post to your eHarmony?
Not eHarmony, but I think ChristianSingles.com.
Headshot gamer looking for a sexy lady to keep me up and give me Mountain Dews.
Boom! Headshot! What we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for.
All right. Tomb Raider fans, this time around to promote the new Tomb Raider game, Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics are partnering with geocaching.com, and they will promote Tomb Raider by hiding actual treasure certain places around the world, leaving clues, and you use your GPS to traverse, follow the clues, find the right location, and find the treasure troves.
Will there be some in Sao Paulo, Brazil, in the slums?
No, I'm betting probably New York, Dallas, Denver, and L.A., and probably London. That'd be my guess.
And Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan.
Why not?
Or General Hawk, Michigan. Whichever way. Lady J, Michigan.
Yeah, but okay. So I read that story, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. Real treasure, like
Gold doubloons and British sovereigns.
or plasma TVs and
or
gaming
a
systems,
copy of Tomb Raider 3 on PlayStation 1.
or a Lara Croft hat.
Microsoft Xbox Live 1 month card. You know,
Says congratulations, you found us in the middle of the woods. Now try to survive.
after searching for 6 months, here's your coupon for a free taco at Taco Bell.
Now begins the second part of the game, survival.
Release the hounds.
Surviving the game, part 2.
So, I don't know. I mean, it might be interesting. Again, it's going to kind of depend on where the drops are. If the drops are widespread enough that people can actually do this, it'd be kind of cool. But again, if it's, 5 cities in the world, or, it's like Quebec, Mexico City, New York, and Rome.
I just want to know what the treasure is. Because if it's, obviously if it's
worth looking for,
the sunken Spanish fleet treasure, we're definitely going to go looking for it.
It's all the gold that's missing out of Fort Knox.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, right now, if you log on to Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, you can download the Final Fantasy 13-2 demo.
Doing that again, huh?
So, Final Fantasy 13-2. So, 10-2. 10 had a 2. Is 10 the only one previously that had a 2?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? 100%?
Yep, 100%.
100% on that. So, now 13 is getting a 2. And the demo is live now. Apparently, a lot of people seem to like it. But I don't know about Final Fantasy. I don't know. Do you play Final Fantasy anymore?
Not anymore. I don't have time. That's a commitment.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is, they seem to make a lot of changes in between the games now. It used to be you bought, 3, and then you bought 4, and it was really just kind of new dressing on the same game, which I was fine with. Mm-hmm. But now it seems like every time they make a new game, they reinvent it from the ground up. And you have different skill systems. You have different ways of managing your spells, different ways of upgrading, your stuff, whatever. And it just seems like I don't want to relearn it every time.
Also the other problem I have with the playing RPGs anymore is on the console is it's kind of irrelevant when there's the MMORPGs online where you can play that continuously change. Now you're not stuck into a singular game.
Well, I guess we can talk about that when we get to it later, but I disagree about MMOs. So.
Oh, well, then you are dumb.
So there we go. And finally, if you want the runs, you might get a free PlayStation Vita. Does that sound like a good deal?
That's worth it to
Are
me.
you willing to trade off for that?
I get them freely all the time.
Oh, well, fantastic.
I'd like to get paid for my efforts.
Starting January 26th through March 11th, Taco Bell's advertising, they will be giving away a PlayStation Vita every 15 minutes. If you buy a $5 box from Taco Bell, then you will get a code which you can take online, plug it in, and you have the chance to win a PlayStation Vita. Now, actually, personally, I like the $5 box from Taco Bell. I tend to enjoy Taco Bell quite a bit. So, the idea of spending $5 and getting the $5 box is a deal I like. And then on top of that, I can get a game system? This is like fat guy heaven.
Okay, here, you don't understand, it's Taco Bell.
Right.
How many $5 boxes do they sell in a day? I mean, it's got to be 42 billion. So.
Well, they give one away every 15 minutes.
Well, that's not enough time. We're going to do one every 10 seconds.
I mean, granted, they set off enough to make a difference. But, it kind of reminds me of a couple months ago, McDonald's said that like $1 from every Happy Meal goes to the Ronald McDonald House. And people were like, oh, $1. McDonald's will give away $1. But it's like, how many Happy Meals does McDonald's freaking sell in a day? Yeah. They sell more Happy Meals than there probably are dark-headed boys in China. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money that they're just every day,
Yeah, I mean, if they stopped spending the how many billions served and it's just stuck at 99 now, I'm pretty sure. It's
just lots of people served. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for the news. Do you want to take a break or do you want to do the releases?
I don't even want to talk to you about this. You steer this car and I'll side seat drive.
Well, do you want to have one commercial break or two?
We're going to have two.
We're going to have two? All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and then we come back. We're going to talk about some of the new releases coming out next week.
Woo!
Hello, all the people who like all things Pop Culture Network related. Why not head over there now, listen to a podcast I do with my good friend Alan Price, Operation Retroshock, or one I do by myself, Master Universe Chronicles. One of them will be up every Sunday, so head over there and listen. Thanks.
Oh, are we back?
I don't know. Are we?
Are we back?
It's up to you this time. This is your segment.
I thought you were staring.
This is your part of the show.
All right, guys. Well, I'm back with the new releases this week that you will find on all the platforms out there. This isn't necessarily all of them because, let me tell you something. When you're doing research for releases, there's like 1,000 websites out there, and it seems like every other one has a bunch of stuff that may or may not be true. So this is more or less the releases that are the major releases that are coming out. Fortunately, this week there's nothing super major coming out, but your releases for this January 16th week include the following. Number one, we're going to start off with a mobile game.
Oh.
Why not? Because I know there's obviously thousands of them released every day, but here's this one that caught my eye. It is called Rocket Bowl.
Rocket Bowl.
Rocket Bowl. Now, Rocket Bowl is a casual mobile gaming that will combine bowling, golf, and rocketry.
Bowling, golf, and rocketry?
On your mobile phone.
How does that even work?
Well, I'm sure you just put some rockets on.
Here, let's see here. Rocket Bowl.
It's kind of like 4th of July, but with a little bit of bowling or golfing.
Rocket Bowl. Oh, I see. This was a game you can play online for free, but now you can actually download it to your phone. Huh.
Anyways, I'm sure that's amazing.
Rocket Bowl, also Rocket Bowl Plus.
Super amazing. It's definitely a must-have game. Anyways, you can kill some time with it. Coming out for the PS3, we have Gran Turismo 5, the XL Edition.
Wait, what? What's the XL Edition?
It's the size a little bit larger than the previous one.
How many times do they release each Gran Turismo game?
I mean, this is going to have the game and all the expansions they have placed out, downloadable content since the creation of Part 5. But more importantly, it'll come with a $20 voucher that you can use to buy more content as it is released.
So you're buying the content that's already out plus a promise of more content in the future.
It's like buying a gold edition plus a $20 voucher.
So this is for Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
So this is the Clint Eastwood as the old racist man video game.
Driving his station wagon.
Wow.
Now,
I love this game.
The cost is going to be $39.99, so obviously if you already have the game, it may or may not be worth it. But if you don't have it, it's definitely the version to buy.
Obviously. Essentially,
you're paying $20, you're going to get $20 free credit later down the road. So, buy it. Now, from last week, we did state that Amy was being released. Apparently, that got switched to being a European release. So this week is the real United States release of Amy on all platforms. Now, the cost of it is going to be about $10 purchase. You're going to download this online on PlayStation Network. For Microsoft points, that's about 800 points there. And, of course, you'll be able to get it on PC. I checked Steam. I didn't see it there, so I couldn't even tell you where you're going to buy that on PC. But it is available.
Oh.
Next coming up,
well, Amy got a review on... what is this? On IGN of 2.0.
Painful.
They call it painful. Wow.
It's $10. What do you know? What do you know? If you like if you like Resident Evil horror survival games, I'm sure you'll enjoy it for $10. It's not that much of an investment. Just download it, try it out. And the demo is available, so if you want to check that out and see if you're gonna, like it or not, I guess you could go that route.
I don't know. It's one of those things where if they rate it a 2, I kind of want to buy it just to see if they're right or if they're so incredibly wrong. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times IGN will rate things, and you're just kind of like, really? You know what I mean? So it might be worth checking out.
I don't know. It looks like you can kill a couple hours at most with that. Okay, for the 360, we have the Gears of War 3 Phoenix Rising Map Pack Expansion. Now, for a mere 800 Microsoft points, about $10, you're going to get the third installation, the third downloadable content pack. Now, if you're a member of the Season Pass for Gears of War 3, you're just going to be able to download for free. Now, this is going to be a collection of maps, missions, couple expansions to the game content, like versus modes and, of course, weapon upgrades. So if you're playing Gears of War 3 and you're getting bored of it and you need a little kick, $10 to get you going. On the PC on Steam, we have Dust Force for $9.99.
Dust Force?
Dust Force. Now, let me tell you about this. This is an indie game.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Got it.
And essentially, it's a side-scrolling game where you are like a janitor or like a chimney sweep kind of a guy. And you're just going around sweeping up the floors. Like, it's a real fast-paced, like Sonic kind of. And you're hitting enemies and knocking them down and dusting them off. Now, it looks kind of ridiculous, but as you're watching this, I'm playing the video. You're going to see how it may or may not be fun, but it does look like I would at least try it. Now,
it looks like it's got a good art style to it.
I mean, it's $10, but, more importantly, it's on Steam, so from not that long down the road, I'm sure you'll catch it on sale, so keep an eye out for that.
Actually, I really like the look of that.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
So, I mean, maybe. It's a maybe.
I don't know. Well, but it's also on Steam, which means you can buy it now for $10 or wait about 6 weeks and you'll get it for like a nickel on a sale.
Yeah, you're gonna catch it on sale fairly soon, I would assume. But it looks like you give it a good couple plays.
Yeah, $10 is probably worth it.
Okay, next we have on the 3DS, Order Up. Now this will also be appearing on the PS3 for the Move. Now this game has been released a couple years ago. It's basically a mix between Cooking Mama and Diner Dash. But now they just ported it over for the Move and on the 3DS. So basically, you're just going to make a bunch of dishes based on the customer's requirements. If you play Cooking Mama or Diner Dash or anything like that, you're going to be familiar with this game. Now, also to note that it will be ported over to the Vita when that becomes available in late February.
Ah.
It's not out yet, but it will be soon.
Good to know.
And it will cost $30.
What?
$29.99.
Order
At
up?
least that's the initial pricing of it. So
wow.
We'll see
that
how
seems
that
a bit high, but I guess we'll see what the production
those kind of games are like very popular.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What the funny thing about this is this game's already out on the Wii as of for like 2 years now. And now they're just like they pretty much enhanced the game a little bit because it was called Order Up, 1 exclamation point. This is Order Up with 2 exclamation points.
Well, that makes all the difference.
So that
in the
proves
world.
that it's twice as exciting as the previous.
That makes it worthwhile.
Okay, and then another downloadable content we have is for Saints Row 3 already. Now this will be the Genki Bowl 7, which will be the I'm not even pronouncing that right, I'm sure. But if you are familiar with the game, there is the Professor Genki game show or whatever you can get on and play. This expansion pack is basically all of that into the world. So if you love that part of the game, then you're going to get this great expansion pack. Now, some places, if you did pre-order Saints Row 3, they did offer this as a free voucher to get this. So you may be getting it for free. For all of the other people who didn't, you'll be able to buy it for about $7. And it's going to be on the 360, PS3, and the PC. So, that's... The game is ridiculous, and that part of the game was like, extremely funny. So I can only imagine.
Well, is it pretty much a lot of the game extremely funny?
Yeah, but this is like Japanese game show crazy funny. So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, this expansion pack will definitely keep you entertained for a little while. Okay, and finally, we got an oldie but goodie coming back to the Wii. This is going to be on the downloadable content on the WiiWare for about 500 points. We have Stone Keep, Bones of the Ancestors. Now, this is like an old RPG style game that came out, I think, on the PC year. I mean, like, it must be like 15 years ago. Real old school RPG style.
Was it like a point and
PC
click
game.
adventure?
Yeah, I can vaguely remember it, but yeah, it was basically an old version. Well, they got a new version now, and like I said, you're only going to be able to get this on the Wii, and it's going to be a downloadable. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. It's on the PC too, but again, I couldn't find where you would be able to purchase that on the PC.
Journey to Stonehenge. No, that's something else.
No, that's something else. Stone Keep.
Oh, Stone Keep.
Now, like I said, it's from Alpine Studios, but it's one of these older classic RPGs that a lot of people will be familiar with.
Oh, okay, I know exactly. As soon as I see the box,
right.
I'm like, okay, I know what that game is. So it's this game being ported over, or it's an updated
it's an updated sequel called Bones of the Ancestors.
I'll play that. I'll definitely play that. That's
500 points
on the Wii.
on the Wii.
Oh, definitely.
And
That's
it's also on the PC, but I couldn't find where you're gonna buy that. So they might release it like on a physical format, but I couldn't find any information on it.
Bones of the...
So that's it. There's your games. Not much going on here. A lot of expansions and downloadable content for this week. If you want to get back to the Gran Turismo, you can get that Super XL edition. Maybe next week they'll release an XXL. Let's hope.
So one I can wear.
So it looks like this week you might want to go try out Dust Force on Steam. Help support the indie game scene. And that's it. I'm done with those.
Well, you're littering. But
okay.
I guess it's your store, so
It's okay.
It's all right.
I'm going green paperless.
Green paperless.
I don't
What about
know.
blue paper? Can you have blue paper if you're green paperless?
It's not in style this month. Right now we're doing green right now.
All right. When we come back, we do have some fan corner questions.
Oh.
So we will answer those, and then actually one of them kind of plays into our topic a little bit. So we'll answer the questions and then get into our segment 3 discussion. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. Hey guys, DiRT here. Don't forget to check out the news desk every Saturday on the Pop Culture Network. We're going to be talking about this week's releases of toys. If you want to know all the toy news of everything that's going on, that's ever been worthwhile, that's ever worth a penny of your hard-earned money, you're going to check out the news desk, popculturenetwork.com. Every Saturday, make sure you check it out. Hey everybody, welcome back. Segment 3 here on the Video Game Losers Show.
It's practicing DJ Hero.
VGLosers.com, part of the Pop Culture Network. Again, I am your host, DiRT, along with my co-host,
Killen.
And now it's time for segment 3. This is going to be the fan corner, answering the handful of questions that we have, and then talking about our main talking point of the day. First up, though, a question from Orko on the board. He says, here's my question. I was wandering the game section at Toys R Us and stumbled upon a DS game called Gremlins Gizmo. I'm a huge Gremlins fan, so I had to own it, but it wasn't nearly what I expected. I'll let you guys take a look and come to your own conclusions. Not really a question there, but still.
Of course it's not.
Are you familiar?
It's a $20 game, right?
Are you familiar? Yeah. It was a budget title. There was a Wii version and a DS version. They were both horribly rated by the places that did rate them. Major sites like IGN and whatever didn't even rate them. Like, they had a release date of last November, and that's it. That's all the information. They have a couple screens, and that's about it. So, it was...
See, they should send us the copy, because I would have played the crap out of it and wrote all kinds of horrific things
sometimes I really like bad games.
Yeah.
And especially if they're bad to the point they can be entertaining as a terrible game. We reviewed a game here a couple years ago called Target Terror that they sent us. Konami sent to us, and it was like one of the absolute worst shooters on Wii. It was like an arcade light gun game, but you were shooting like Mortal Kombat style, like actual people, like they filmed actual people pretending they got shot and whatever. And it was so terrible. It was awesome.
Like Lethal Enforcers?
It was like a C movie. You know, special effects were terrible. They had these news scenes in between that didn't make any sense. It was great. I loved it. But, you know, if you're a big fan of a property, you're going to buy the game just because. Like, I bought the Mucha Lucha game on Game Boy Advance because I love Mucha Lucha. It's the worst game I've probably ever played, besides Mortal Kombat Advance. You know, it was terrible, but I still own it. And I probably always will because it's Mucha Lucha.
I was playing Masters of the Universe today on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh!
That is so terrible. But I couldn't stop playing it, so, you know, that was that problem. Also, I gotta say, one of the worst games I have ever played that I actually ended up almost playing completely through because it was so horrific I couldn't stop playing was Earth Defense Force.
Oh, yeah. On Xbox
360.
360, yep.
Giant ants are attacking the Earth.
And they came out with Earth Defense Force 2.
I don't know. All I know is I played it for like 5 minutes. I was going, this is the dumbest game ever. And then like 3 hours later, I had almost beat it.
I love games like that.
Yeah. I couldn't stop playing it. It was so terrible.
Yeah. All right. This is from TMC 1984. He asks, what are your guys' preferred consoles? I'm hitting up the Xbox 360 and Nintendo 3DS currently. Both are awesome systems. Loving the Lego titles on the 3DS. So much fun. Do you have a preferred console system?
Console system? I prefer the 360 right now. If I have the option of getting a lot of games on either system, and I typically prefer to play it on the 360, and I think it's just because I'm getting so used to that controller that it just seems a little more comfortable for me.
See, I don't like the 360 controller because I like how on the PS3 both sticks are at the same spot. I don't like them being in the different spots. That throws me off for whatever reason.
I hated it when I first got it, but after, because I've been a PS2 fan for so long, and then switching over, it was kind of rough at first, but I don't know, they did something right because it just has a perfect
And
hand.
I guess the other thing I don't like is the way it curls. It feels like I want to hold it like a Dreamcast controller, where you kind of curl your fingers more, and that you don't. It doesn't.
You gotta hold it like you're like, ah.
At least it's not the original Xbox controller. You know, that big like rock that had a couple buttons on it that you could actually like beat each other with.
I just like holding it up like it's Simba and the Lion King. I'm like giving it to the world. I think that's what they were going with.
Now, have you played the 3DS?
No. Yes. I played a demo. Like I went to Best Buy when they had it out there, and I looked at it and I go, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And you know, I seen it around with other people playing it, and it's just like.
See, I got one when it went really cheap. Mm-hmm. I traded in my DSi in a couple games, and got it for next to nothing, and I enjoy it. And a lot of people say, like, oh, you can't play with the 3D on, you'll get a headache and whatever. And I've never found that to be true. But then I'm also the guy who could play the Virtual Boy for 4 hours, never have a problem. So
I heard that will give you nosebleeds and you will get pregnant.
Yeah, well, apparently my brain doesn't work. Oh, okay. So I never had that problem. But I like the 3DS a lot. The problem is there just aren't enough games for it. Oh. They're just, they don't come out with enough 3D content, and that's kind of bothering me about it. But I like the system a lot. But I do prefer to play on the PS3. Because in general, for me, it feels like everything that the Xbox does, the PS3 does better for the things I care about. The things that Xbox does better is when you play Xbox Live and doing your, gaming with your friends online. Well, I don't like other people, so I don't play online. Mm-hmm. I just play single player 90% of the time, and just the PS3 is smoother, it's faster, it's less janky. I just feel like it's just it does everything just a little bit better. So.
I think you just do that to purposely be different from me. If I said that I love the PS3, you're like, well, that's nice, but the Wii is where it's at right now.
I think that the 360 and the PS3 have their place, but, right now, I'm just all about the WonderSwan Pocket. The WonderSwan Pocket had some of the best games. They're all in Japanese. I don't know what the heck's going on, but they're still the best games I've ever played. If you don't have a WonderSwan Pocket, then you're just an idiot.
I mean, they slide into the system like a perfect OJ glove.
Wait, whoa. I thought the glove didn't fit. That's why they had to.
It fit.
That's why they had to.
Don't worry, it fit. Oh. It's a little jank, but it fit.
Wow. You just changed my whole worldview.
I know. No one knew that it fit, but I'm telling you, he put it on.
All right. Orko here has another question he put in the fan corner. I found on the ESRB rating system that Earthbound has a rating on both Super Nintendo and on Wii. Does that mean it's coming out for Virtual Console, or is the rating system worldwide and this is just the rating for Japan? Do you know about the ESRB?
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that because I don't even. I have a daughter, and I don't even know if I would care what type of game she played at all.
Well, let's see here.
I don't have any prejudice on games. Like, the rating system to me is completely useless. It's a game.
Japan does not use the ESRB. They use CERO, which is the Computer Entertainment Rating Organization. So if there's an ESRB rating, that is for United States and I believe Canada.
Probably Northern America.
May also use it. Europe uses PEGI. Is the name of theirs, which they probably pronounce, Fuji or something. But
it's French.
But yeah, Japan does not use the ESRB. So if there's a rating for Earthbound on the Wii, maybe it is going to be coming over on the Virtual Console.
I think it was supposed to be a 64 game. It was supposed to be a part 2.
Well, there was a part 2 that they made that was supposed to be for the 64 disc drive.
Okay.
But it kept getting pushed back, and eventually got canceled and came out on the Game Boy Advance in Japan. So you went from the 64 disc drive to Game Boy Advance.
Why do the Japanese get all the good stuff?
but it didn't
They
come
must
out here.
love things better.
But I don't know. I don't see why it would be sent to the ratings board to get a rating if they aren't planning on releasing it at some point.
Oh.
What happened? What happened?
Whoa.
Everything's changed. What's going on?
I don't like
Where are
this.
we?
I don't like this.
What happened? Actually, what happened here is Dingleberry here was editing the episode together, and he somehow lost the final part of the show. So we had an abrupt end to that fan corner question, and now we're back to have our discussion that we've been promising all along, which I kind of wish we hadn't promised, because then we wouldn't have to refilm this. But
It's okay. I can't remember a thing I said anyway, so it doesn't matter at all.
so, well, okay. So basically, the question is console gaming versus PC gaming. Because you prefer PC gaming,
Right.
I prefer console gaming.
Weird.
And so we're now going to discuss why you are wrong. So go ahead, tell us why you like PC gaming.
I will explain to you why you are looking very dumb right now. PC gaming...
What compared to what?
com-
Like compared to that one time I looked intelligent when I was like I had gas and everybody thought I was laughing.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, the guy in the mask.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. See.
So, PC gaming. Obviously, PC gaming has a lot more to offer than the standalone console. Let's just take it, for instance, that PC gaming, even back in the day, is more advanced than it is currently on the consoles. So, the games that you're playing on the PC look amazing. They play perfect.
If you have the right amount of memory, the right video card, the right
come on,
hard
don't even start
drive.
that.
Because look, that's why I can't enjoy PC games. Because the moment I start playing a PC game and like one sound file doesn't play correctly, or a frame rate drops, or a video stutters, or something, then I'm like, now I gotta get more RAM, a better video card, download new drivers, defrag my hard drive, get a faster hard drive, set up a array. I mean, just like time and time again, I can't enjoy the experience because the moment something goes wrong, then it's like, it's my fault. I got to tinker with this machine. As opposed to console gaming, I know I'm going to get that perfect gaming opportunity. I'm going to put in the game and get the best experience possible. It's all going to work. There's never going to be problem. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just sit and play. I can spend my time playing instead of trying to find hacked drivers from some Russian website because for some reason Call of Duty wants to set your computer on fire because they didn't update their drivers correctly to work with whatever vertex shader you've got doing your pixel rendering in the backgrounds.
Okay, well, obviously you need a Gaming for Dummies book, and
or
you need to graduate,
$27,000 PC to get the same experience you can get from a $300 PlayStation.
or you need to graduate from the old Nintendo. There's more than 3 buttons now. Relax, keyboard.
What?
So here's the problem: console gaming does offer a simple solution for those who are not techie, but for most part, any gaming now in the last couple of years, you pop it in, you install it, you play. It's just that simple. Now, I will give you back in the day, early 2000s, maybe late 90s, there was an issue of having to update a driver, having to, make things compatible. But that's really a thing of the past.
Not really.
I mean,
I
there
still run into that. I've got, I admit,
okay.
I don't have the best
Let's understand.
PC.
You're using
I've got a
the
dual core
technology from the
processor with 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
It's not a cutting edge machine. And at the same time, it shouldn't have to be. Like when I play Terraria, I actually have to turn down some of the settings now that they put out that new patch because the new lighting system slows everything down.
You need a video card.
I have a video card.
You need one
but
that
apparently
works.
I need a 4th video card because, again, this is one of those things that happens. I start playing, it's not perfect. I'm like, I gotta go buy a new video card in order for this game to look correctly. Whereas I can get a better looking experience off a giant HD TV in the middle of my living room playing on the PlayStation 3.
Well, first of all, you got to know what you're doing, which you clearly don't.
No, you just gotta spend money. It's like, here's a problem, money. And then you try to fix it. Because then you're like, you know what you need? You need a new motherboard. And then you get the new motherboard, and you're like, you need more RAM. And then you buy more RAM. You need a Sound Blaster 16 AWE. And like, now you need an ad-lib card.
I haven't updated my computer like 3 years. I still don't have a single problem.
Yeah, well, I built your computer.
And I installed, I installed every game I can imagine on my machine and could play it completely fine.
But yours is a quad core with 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, well, that's why. Because you money. And then tried to make it work. And what do you know? It does if you spend 3 times as much. But for what you pay, like what you paid for your computer is like my mortgage payment for my house.
I paid
and my payment for my computer
maybe $400,
like a soda and a bag of fries.
Okay, $400 is what I paid. A new gaming system is easily $400.
Well, right now they're much cheaper than that. Look right there,
now,
you got 360 for $139.
If I buy a used computer, they're a lot cheaper than that too. The point is, the money that is spent is a longer term investment, and as far as I'm concerned, everything I'm playing so far is fine in the most maxed out settings as possible, and I didn't spend that much money.
Well, try Clive Barker's Jericho.
Now, go back and play, on an older machine. Of course, you're going to experience some problems. I don't really, with the stats you're having, I don't know what you're doing unless you're like Dr. Science and some weird OS that's causing issues.
I don't know why you bring that up. Just because I like to run Windows 95 on a partition in a virtual machine while I'm running at the same time I'm running Ubuntu Linux, at the same time I'm running Commodore 64. That has nothing to do with it. The point is,
while you're trying to play it through virtual PC on your tablet on your toilet.
Right.
You can't do that.
And
you can't do that.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's not a perfect gaming environment on the PC like I get on the console.
Okay, well then let's talk about the quality games if you want to harass the hardware.
Okay.
Don't you agree that the same version of any of these games on the PC is a better quality version?
Nope.
That's because you want to disagree.
No, because I don't have money to make it. Because it's not going to be the best version for everybody. You can say, oh, it's the greatest version if you've got the top-of-the-line machine with the top-of-the-line electronics. If you don't,
it's a good version.
Then you're going to get like the PS1 version on your 2-year-old computer.
If you want to modify your game anyway, all the versions that are modded are like PC versions. People
I don't
add
have time to play the games as is, much less go out and mod them. Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying.
I still have like Star Wars Battlefront 2 that I still haven't gotten all the way through.
And well, I'm telling you, once I get you that book for dummies, you'll be, you can move on up.
Okay, so then you start watching my kids, and I'll get some more games done. So there we go. We just have to.
And PC versions of games generally on the secondary market, at least, are tremendously cheaper.
That is one thing. They are cheap. Well, a lot of times even the first time around. Mm-hmm. A game on Xbox, PlayStation 3 is going to be $59.95. It'll be $49.95 on PC because they know nobody bothers to play on PC anymore because they don't have the money to throw at it to try to make it the best gaming experience possible.
Or just a couple clicks down to the Pirate Bay, and there you go. You got everything.
Well, technically, you can start doing that with consoles now either, but I guess we probably shouldn't talk about that.
That's a little more complicated.
Let's not discuss that. Right now. So anyway,
that's what I heard.
We just have to agree to disagree on this one. But I enjoy gaming on the PC when it will work correctly. But then I also enjoy gaming on my old Engage phone. I like gaming on my WonderSwan Color. I like gaming on my PlayStation 1. I like gaming on my Commodore 64. I just enjoy gaming, but I just want to sit down and game. I don't want to have to trick it out like a 16-year-old kid who just got his first hot rod from his uncle and is trying to figure out how to put the mud flaps with the little silhouette of the naked ladies on it.
Well, if we're going to use analogies, then it's much like me playing the console of a Nintendo going, how come the graphics suck on this?
But the graphics don't
Nintendo
suck. You cannot look at your game on your computer screen that's like this and compare it to the HD TV that's like this, because that's going to look so much better. That guy. Alright, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching the Video Game Losers Episode 2. Don't forget you can come to VGLosers.com, part of the Pop Culture Network. Join the forums. You can leave some comments or questions for us, always.
Such as how I'm correct.
And how he's always wrong. And you can also leave us a voicemail message on our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. And that is voicemail. So we are not going to pick up. So if you're going, hello, we're not there. We don't hear you. Also, if they're more than like 30 seconds, we really can't do anything with them. You can leave them. Leave those 7-minute messages. We like listening to them more or less, but they'll never make it onto the show. But anyway, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another episode, another topic, more news, more releases, and hopefully just some good, hot, sexy fun.
Subscribe.
Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, yeah, click that button at us. And we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. You're always wrong. He's always, every time. Since 1924, you've always been wrong.
Ever since my mom's been a baby.